age, I usually have to get up at once in the middle of the night. And so I wake up and get ready to put my shoes on. And Kevin Beagle in the tent there is with us, wakes up as well. And I remember him asking me at that point, what time is it? And I remember telling him that it was 3:15, quarter after 3. And so he says, "Oh, okay." He says, "Well, I told him I'm going to go to the bathroom," and he said, "Well, when you come back, I'll switch the battery over to the other battery so that you continue using your CPAP machine the rest of the night." And I said, "Great, thank you." And of course, I get out of the trailer, and I just walk literally only 10 feet away to where the Beagles had set up a really nice little pop-up latrine tent that you can go inside. And at that time, I'm just going, I'll get real honest here. I only just went number 1. It only takes me about two minutes, basically, to do whatever I need to do. And then I come back and come inside the pop-up trailer again. And Kevin had already done the switching of the batteries. And for some reason, at that point, he asked me what time it is again. And it was 4:15. I remember. We both remember that I said 4:15, and of course, at that moment, it didn't dawn on us at all that was strange, and we both went back to sleep. But of course, when we thought about it the next morning when we were debriefing, we realized that there's definitely about an hour or at least 55 minutes that are missing there between the time I told him it was 3:15 in the morning, went outside very briefly to go to the bathroom, and come right back, and now all of a sudden it's 4:15 in the morning. And that was quite unusual, obviously, and I believe that they had some issues of missing time as well on the mountain. I don't know if anybody else has heard that story from Lee Strauss. But if you have any comments at this point, go ahead and jump right in. Anybody there?
Oh, I got something to say. This is Scotty. With all these magnetics and weird stuff, today I ordered me a Gauss meter. It'll do electric voltage potential, radio frequency for like smart meters, and which are pretty scary devices, what they radiate.
Yeah.
And guns. But, I mean, this isn't a super expensive one, but it does all 3 of them, and I saw a lot of people using them. I mean, you can spend some high-end stuff. It just goes from DC out to gonzo frequencies and things like this. But this might just give us a clue. I mean, it's amazing the differences in it. But I got to get a clue what the heck we're being hit by some of this Gauss, magnetic flow.
Yeah.
Because we're just walking around with our compasses around there, and they're just spinning circles, and nothing's agreeing, and they're chasing after cars. It'd be interesting to see what the intensities actually are. Stuff like this was getting curious now.
Matter of fact, Scotty, what we're going to do is regale the folks about what happened that next day on Tuesday, when we actually felt and tried to measure the electromagnetic problems that we felt there. But I don't know is Mary still on the line at this point?
Yes, I am.
Oh, good. Because I wanted to kind of ask you to jump in here and give us a little bit of kind of the background of what you do for the UFO I Team as far as hypnosis and those kinds of things, and in regards to the potential missing time that some of us actually experienced on this trip.
Well, what I can do is a little forensic hypnosis for memory retrieval, and it's kind of an involved process because you have to first go through like a questionnaire and some materials to make sure that you really want to know, because you can't put the genie back in the bottle, as they say. So once we get to, do you really want to know, and how will you deal with the memories you recover if they're upsetting, then we go into, just talking about the events that were remembered consciously, and then we go into a hypnotic state and like a relaxation trance, and go back in your mind into time to the last point of what you consciously remembered, and then bring you through that through guiding you through with questions, very open-ended, non-leading questions, to see what else might be buried in your subconscious memory, because your subconscious will record everything, but your conscious will only bring a certain amount of it to the forefront of your mind. And your subconscious also works very hard to protect you. So the memories get buried, I believe, either through the ET purposely putting a block on your memory so that you don't remember until it benefits them for you to remember, and also just your own subconscious will suppress memories if they're very traumatic. So you're kind of working with two different things there. But usually over a period of a few sessions, you can coax out more detailed memories of what happens.
Yes, that's exactly right. And matter of fact, this would be a good time, Mary, to explain a little bit about your education in this area and how you were trained. That has always been fascinating to me, but I think the listeners would like to realize, where you got your certifications and how the program went when you learned this craft of hypnosis and regressive hypnosis, I guess is what they call it.
Okay, well, I got my my regular hypnotherapy certification from a gentleman named Bruce Terrell down in Oregon. He ran a school of hypnosis, and unfortunately, I don't remember the name of the school, but it was down in the Lents area of Oregon, down in Portland, and that was a comprehensive course for general hypnosis. And then I also took a 3-day seminar under Dolores Cannon. She had come down to Portland. She used to travel all over the world to teach her specific quantum healing hypnosis technique. And I was just lucky enough to be living in Portland when she came down there. So I got to spend 3 days learning the quantum healing hypnosis technique under Dolores Cannon.
And can you explain a little bit about her approach to training hypnotherapists?
Yeah. Well, basically, I could tell you about what her technique is. It's a way of people that seek quantum healing hypnosis do so in order to get physical, emotional, mental healing, to get answers to the big questions in life, like, what am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? What do I need to be doing? And the ultimate goal is to get you to a place where you are in communication with source or guides or higher self, or however you want to phrase that. It's a higher form of consciousness. Either some people consider it outside themselves, some people consider it inside themselves, but it's not normal consciousness, nor is it your normal subconscious. It's a higher source than that. And what we do is, they will provide me with a list of questions and things they want healed, and then I take them into a state of hypnosis, and then through one or more past lives, and the way that the language is that it will be your most appropriate time and place to recall. And you take people through some of the major events of past lives, and then after that, you go through the death scene and into the beyond, and then you go into a series of questions which start with why did your subconscious take you to that particular past life? What were the lessons there that you needed to learn in order to address the issues that you're having in this life, or to give you answers to what's going on now? And then from there we go to addressing the higher consciousness and requesting healing and answers and all of that.
Wow.
And afterwards we just kind of do a debrief on it, and I record the sessions and give them to the people that, so they can, there'll be things that they don't remember clearly. They usually will remember most of it. It's not like not a true somnamblistic state, so they'll remember most of what happened, but they won't remember everything they said. And as they listen to what came out in the session at a later time, more pieces might fall into place, more questions will be answered, or, oh yeah, now I know why I looked at that past life as opposed to another one. And so it's it's a fascinating process. I love doing them. They're they always take people to really interesting places, and my clients have loved the experience. So it's pretty cool. And of course, Dolores Cannon is known in the ufology field because through her work in doing this with patients, she began to get messages from various alien contacts, and they would come through her patients that she was regressing. They would come through with messages for her. And the really fascinating part is that she might have a client in Seattle, say, and that client will bring forward a message, like almost like a channeled message, and she'll receive information, and at some point it will stop. And then maybe she goes over to Wisconsin and does a client over there, and that channeled message will pick up where it stopped with the previous client and continue forward. So it's like these people don't know each other, that they have no contact or any kind of relationship to each other, and yet it's like the beings are just kind of tracking Dolores and using the hypnotic state to channel messages that they feel are important. And she, of course, has a whole series of books about that.
Wow. So it sounds to me that it is almost like you help people connect dots, it sounds like, right? From previous lives, from different traumatic events potentially in their own life, their current life, mm-hmm. and you basically help them become more aware of maybe their personalities and how they can continue to do better with their own stresses. Is that basically what is available to them?
Yes, and it's I'm only the tour guide. All the things that are available to them are the same tools that we all have available to us, if we will, be willing to do the work and to access our own potential. And that's what happens with hypnosis, is you're tapping into your own potential that is not regularly accessed because it's not conscious, it's subconscious, and most people are working with the conscious mind. But once you learn to tap into your own potential, you provide your own answers, you provide your own healing, and it's really great. It's just all you're doing is helping people find the path to their own greatness.
Oh, that's wonderful. Matter of fact, I understand that you helped Bree Brockton with a regression session herself about a potential alien close encounter as well. Bree, are you still there with us? Maybe not.
Yes, I'm here with you, Michael.
Okay. You just probably went to get a sandwich or something, right?
No, I just had it on mute.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm hoping you can still hear us okay. And what I thought would be fascinating, since we're just talking with Mary about the whole idea of hypnosis, that the two of you now are still on the line and